Hello guys, this is Pop from Pop back at it again, and today with a little bit of delay as we are at least nearly at the end of the day, but that is the time that I had to make this video about some juicy leaks. We do not have main box announced or something, it's still too early, and also I still didn't see any post any message about the KZ Cup results. I'm waiting for those before getting you guys a boundless prediction. But yep, today we got an app update, and as expected there are some juicy news. So there are some cards that are gonna be 100%, not 100%, but very probably, very likely to be released because of some skills. So you know what, today we're gonna start from the skills that we saw that are going to be released in the next, I think in next week. So I think between the start of the next week and the end of the next week. So in my opinion, within the next week, we're gonna have all of this stuff. So be ready. But before jumping right to it, guys, just a quick reminder, if you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and it really helps me a lot. Let's jump right into it. So first thing first, thanks a lot to It's Brazet HD and Random Plugs for the leaks. These guys are simply amazing, providing all of this stuff, and I'm gonna jump all the way to the skill, okay? And then we're gonna have a look at the cards. So the first thing is the Pendulum skill. So you can only use this skill's second effect once per duel. At the beginning of the duel, add Pendulum zones to your field. Pretty standard for the Pendulum skill, and reveal up to 2 Pendulum monsters in your hand, then add 1 Pendulum monster from your deck to your hand, and if you reveal just 1 card, shuffle 1 card from your hand to your deck. So this is, in my opinion, very good. Why? Because it's generic, so you do not only get your Pendulum zones for free, but also you have this choice. If you have 2 Pendulum monsters in your hand, you can reveal both and get the +1. That is so freaking generic, because you reveal 2 Pendulum monsters, you grab a Pendulum monster. So no restrictions, no perform apple, no dice, no anything. This is so cool in my opinion. And Pendulum just literally needs that +1 to keep up with the meta. At least until we do not get to the broken cards for some of the Pendulum archetypes. So honestly, I'm happy, because with the skill you can cook a lot if you're a Pendulum enjoyer or if you're a Pendulum expertise. That's very good. I love this. No restrictions, nothing. You can do whatever you want, and that's simply lovely. Then we have Yuya and Yuri skill. So from these two guys, we already know 100% that Pendulum cards, Pendulum support is coming. Okay, so I guess we can't go harder than that, so we're sure about that. Let's go with the Yuya Yuri skill. You can only use this skill's second effect once per duel. At the beginning of the duel, add Pendulum zones to your field. During this duel, you cannot normal special summon, excluding special summon from the extra deck, any monsters except Magician Pendulum monsters, Pendulum monsters, all dice, perform apple, and Predaplant. Okay. Also, all dice Venom Dragon you control can attack your opponent directly. What the freak, dude? This guy is what? 3300. Apart from the Pendulum effect, you can summon this guy. Of course, it's a fusion summon. It must be fusion summon. It can then be Pendulum summoned. Starving Venom monster. How many do we have? I think we just have Starving Venom. Fusion, the starving Venom guy, the big boy, right? +1 all dice monster. Okay, this seems a little bit. Now, unless they're giving us more Starving Venom cards, you technically need to fusion summon first the Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, and then you're gonna be technically able to summon this thing. +1 all dice monster, that could be anything. Once per turn, you can attack with a face-up monster your opponent controls until the end phase. This card gains attack equal to its attack. Okay. And if it does, this card name becomes that monster's original name and replaces effect with the monster's original effect. Okay. If this card in the monster zone is destroyed, you can special summon one monster from your Pendulum zone, and if you do, place this card in your Pendulum zone. I mean, it's a Pendulum 1, so it's kinda cool. The fact that it's directly, it scares me, because that means that this is literally an OTK, like, because this guy can gain attack to one of your opponent's monster, right? Yeah. And then with the skill, they can attack directly, so you need to find a way to remove this thing, to interrupt this thing, so it's gonna be tough. And then, this is just the classic thing. The second effect once per duel, reveal one odd dice card in your hand, then set one performable odd dice dissolver from your hand or deck, and place one Time Gazer Magician from outside your deck in your Pendulum zone. Then you can add one Pendulum monster from your deck to your hand. So you have to roll a dice, okay? Set the dissolver, what this thing does, from your deck it says? From your ender deck. So okay, this is gonna be another guaranteed card in the next box, right? Once per turn, you can fusion summon one Dragon Fusion monster from your extra deck using monster from your hand or field as fusion materials. Makes sense. At the start of the damage step, if you depend on the monster battle opponent's monster, you can summon this card from your hand, and if you do, the monster cannot be destroyed by battle. Okay. You can main phase, you can fusion summon one fusion monster from next deck, blah 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 blah. Okay. But we still need a couple of fusion summon, right? The first for Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, and unless we're getting a Starving Venom fusion thing. Monster, of course. Otherwise, we just can't go into that. And place one Time Gazer Magician from outside your deck in your Pendulum zone. So a skill 8, right? Okay, makes sense. And then you get the Pendulum monster. That's super cool. I guess now the Pendulum Parental Plan card that we got with the recent event just makes sense. Not sure. I mean, it depends a lot on the support we're getting, right? We can give final thoughts on this, definitely. But definitely seem interesting, especially for the no restrictions of the extra deck, as always. Then we got Soulburner and Flame. At the beginning of the duel, create 2 extra copies of a random Salamangreat monster in your extra deck for each link rating from 1 to 3. Okay. You cannot normal or special summon any monster except Fire Cyber's monster. Okay. On turn 2 onward, pay LP so you only have 100 left and draw 1 card. If on turn 4 onward, you can draw 1 card for each 1000 LP paid instead? Excuse me? So on turn 4 onward, you could technically pay what? 3 cards. What does this even mean? Like, what do you mean with, like, drawing all these cards for what? Could this be an hint for the fact that they're actually hitting the Soulburner skill even harder? I don't know, guys. I have no idea because I have no clue. I have no clues about how Salamangreat performed in the KC Cup. I have no clues, guys. So, I don't know. I guess we'll see in the next days. Probably tomorrow we're gonna have the KC Cup results and some stuff on Dueling's Meta as well. So, but now let's jump on the juicy stuff. Ancient gear. Oh my jeez, I'm already super excited. So this means I have to farm faster because the next box is something I'm not gonna skip. You can only use this skill second and third effect once per turn. Now once per duel, so you can keep on doing it. You cannot normal or special summon, excluding special summon from the extra deck, any monsters except Hearth Machine monsters. And that's beautiful. Because that means we can play Machina stuff. We can play Machina stuff. We can play Radiant Lefty Driver. We can play Urgent Scheduling for Synchro Summons. We can do so much stuff. I love it already. Reveal Ancient Gear Golem or 1 monster that matches it in your hand and shuffle 1 card in your hand to your deck. Then add 1 Ancient Gear monster from your deck to your hand. Okay, so makes sense. So Golem now becomes a searcher without needing to normal summon like Ancient Golem or any card that mentions it, or any monster that mentions it. So you can grab either the Wyvern if that's your game plan, or you can go into what's the name? The Hunting Hound, because that guy is what can save, as for now, Ancient Gear decks, because you summon the Hunting Hound, you go into the Howitzer that is unaffected, and you kinda try to survive when you play Ancient Gear, and that's all we have for Ancient Gears. And just the fact that we already got a more consistent way to go into Howitzer makes me already happy. It's already something, but it's not over yet. The other fact is, during a turn, your opponent activated a card or effect, and that's super good, because that means even when you go first and your opponent hits you with the Veiler, that means you can do it, okay? Play one Ancient Gear Duel from your end or deck to your field. You can conduct 2 normal summon sets this turn. Oh, I knew at a certain point we would have gotten to you can conduct the normal summon this turn. Ancient Gear Duel. Continuous drop card, Ancient Gear Golem and monsters that mention it in your monster zone are unaffected by your opponent's activated monster effect. I think we're going too far with this unaffected thing, right? If your opponent controls a monster, you can fusion summon one fusion monster that mentions Ancient Gear Golem from your extra deck by banishing monsters from your field or graveyard as material, including Ancient Gear Golem you control. And if you do, it can make up to 3 attacks during each battle phase. You can use all these. You can only use this effect once per turn. Now this thing is crazy, but there's a but. Like, only the monster that mentioned Ancient Gear Golem, and I'm afraid the big boy is actually left out, because I don't think we can actually... Yep, it's just... Oh, it's just this guy, or not even this guy. Or just that mentions it, because if he just mentions it, at least he could be there. Ancient Gear Dragon, but we'll see. So the fusion are just those 2, right? That mentions. Okay, so it does not have to be a fusion material. So it's just the Megaton Golem, I guess, or the big boy, the 4500, not the Chaos Ancient Giant. So that's sad, because the Ancient Gear Giant would have been just too good. Yeah, this guy does not mention the Ancient Gear Golem, so that's sad. That's sad. But still, it's still a good thing, because then it becomes still unaffected by activated effect. So you're gonna have the 4500 that attacks 3 times, that inflicts piercing damage, and it's gonna be unaffected by your opponent's activated monster effect. I mean, definitely you can't complain, right? And then spirits, you can use these skills effect once per duel. Shuffle 1 rock speed monster from your hand to your deck, and then add 1 rock speed monster from your deck to your hand. Then if only your opponent controls a monster, you can normal summon 1 rock speed monster in addition to your normal summon set. Why non-rock? Because I guess Amano Winato is rock, right? Yeah, there you go. They actually played around Amano Winato so good. That makes sense. That makes definitely sense. And that's it for the skills, because I'm not talking about the rush ones, because I literally do not play this stuff. And these are the cards. Oh guys, these are the cards actually. As you can clearly see here, there are tons of cards. And okay, let's go through these together. At least what seem the most important. We see some branded stuff. Honestly guys, not all of these are guaranteed to come, so I'm gonna go through the ones that I think are actually coming. Okay, why? Because they're supported by the skill. So we're gonna go 100% over Ancient Gear stuff. We got Ancient Gear Advance. When this card is activated, add 1 Ancient Gear spell drop from your deck to your hand. Nice, so generic. Once per turn, you can tribute one monster, draw one card, and apply this effect for the rest of this turn. Even if this card leaves the field, you can normal summon Ancient Gear Golem or level 5 or higher monster that matches it without tributing. You cannot set cards the turn you activate this card. Wait a minute. You cannot set cards the turn you activate this card, not their effects, right? So that means that basically when this card is activated, grab an Ancient Gear spell trap, but you can't set it that turn. That's kind of bad. But the other fact, the fact that you draw one card and you can normal summon without tributing is kind of nice. Then we have the Commander. You can send one Ancient Gear level 4, 500 to 2k. You can send one Ancient Gear Golem from your hand, deck, or face-up monsters onto the graveyard. Immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon one Ancient Gear monster. So you have to have this guy on the field, of course, right? Normal summon. If you normal or special summon Ancient Gear Golem, you can special summon one Ancient Gear Golem from your hand or graveyard, ignoring summoning condition, so you have to play more, of course. You can banish this card from your graveyard, place one Ancient Gear continuous trap from your hand face up on your field. Okay, I think that makes sense with the advance. With advance, you grab the continuous trap card or spell card, right? No, trap card. And then with the Commander, you use the effect, you banish it from the grave, and you place that trap card face up. Okay, that's the combo. Then we got the Ancient Gear Dark Golem. Even if it's Dark Golem, it's still Hearth Machine. Lovely. This card name becomes Ancient Gear Golem while on the field or in the grave. If this card is normal or special, you can activate this effect. You cannot set cards for the rest of this turn. Also, add up to 2 Ancient Gear cards and or Gear Town from your deck to your hands, except the Golem. Then discard one card. 2 Ancient Gear cards, so not monsters, so you can grab also spell or trap cards. Once per turn, if this card attacks you, opponent can activate spell trap cards until the end of the damage sub. 3k, 3k. Wow, this is very nice. This is very nice, honestly. While on the field or in the graveyard, so you can summon this guy from the grave. Okay, makes sense. You can summon this guy from the grave. Okay. And then we have Ancient Gear Dragon. Level 5, cannot be special summons. But we have this effect of can we normal summon without tributing. Perfect. If you control no monsters or all monsters you control are Hearth Machine monsters, you can normal summon this card without tributing. Okay, perfect. When your opponent activates a spell trap card or effect, so it means effect of a spell trap card, you can send to the grave one machine monster from your end or face up field or one Ancient Gear Golem from your deck. Negate that effect, and it's a hard once per turn, so it's an easy negator basically. The only problem is that it does not destroy, but I guess that is not a problem if you go for the normal spell or the normal trap. It could be a problem only for the effect of continuous trap or continuous spell card, but I mean, such an easy way to bring out a negation. I guess Ancient Gear are actually having stuff to work with now. Lovely. Ancient Gear Duel is trap we saw. Ancient Gear Statue, if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you can special summon this card from your hands. Pretty easy. You can only special summon Ancient Gear Statue once per turn. This way, you can tribute this card, special summon one Ancient Gear Golem or one monster that mentions it from your end or deck, ignoring its summoning condition. So this guy, it's a free special summon if you go second, and you can go straight away into the Dark Golem. That when it's special summon, gives you to search, and then you discard a card. Is that right? That's kind of the... I don't know if all of this Ancient Gear stuff is actually going to be released. Seems maybe too much for me, but I can technically see, you know what, even a structure deck potentially. So we have to stay tuned there. And then we have the Tinker. If this card is normal special summon, you can special summon one Ancient Gear monster from your hand, ignoring its summoning condition. Wow, all of this, ignoring its summoning condition. All of these monsters have this thing. Or if your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon it from your graveyard instead. Wow. You can target a face-up card you control, destroy it, and if you do, for the rest of this turn, all monsters you control that are Ancient Gear Golem or mentions it will gain 600 attack. So this pops also to trigger Machina stuff, for example. Wow. Once per turn. Wow. Tanker for put stats. And then we have Duel. A lot of stuff. Also branded support, but we don't know if we're gonna get this actually. Also this Nouvelle stuff with the recipe, the concours de cuisine, the dogmatic stuff, but we guys... oh, Melfi! They were so annoying, I remember. Melfi were annoying in Master Duel for the little time that I played. Oh, what's this? Genetic. Golden Cloud Beast Light, so this can be played with status acceleration. Dragon Synchro Tuner Effect, completely genetic, level 6. If this card is special summon, you can increase or decrease its level by 1. Interesting, could be useful. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one face-up card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. So that could spice up the Excel Synchro even more. Cause technically if you send this thing to the grave for an Excel Synchro summon during your opponent's turn, well of course you will get the monster that is Excel Synchro summons plus the effect of Malong that will of course bounce a card. So that's kind of interesting that we can play with status acceleration, so that's really nice. It's a tuner. The fact that it's a tuner could be annoying though, but we'll see. More Nouvelle stuff. Oh, Fabled. Fabled. Level 10, 1 tuner plus 1 non-tuner. So wait, this thing is completely genetic. Am I right? This thing is completely genetic and that's lovely. And what it does, once per turn, during the main phase, quick effect, you can tribute any number of favorable monsters, and if you do, take control of that many face-up monsters your opponent controls, but their effects are negated. Wait a minute, you can tribute any number of fabled monsters from anywhere, or just from the hand, or just from the field? Because that changes everything. And then if this card is in your graveyard, you can target one other fabled card in your graveyard, return this card with the extra deck, and if you do, add that target to your hands. If this card is in your graveyard, okay, makes sense. So it's a +1. It recycles itself and it's a +1 to your hands. Lovely. Fabled Realm Resurrection. Oh, for a set Fabled Spell Trap, nice. Wow. This card makes even draw. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. But wait, can I activate all of this? I guess so. I guess you can use all of this. Wow. And then we have even more. Fabled Gamagin Tuner, level 4. This is non-genetic because it needs a Fabled Tuner. You can only use the first and third effect once per turn. If this card is synchro summoned, you can summon a fabled monster from your hand or deck. Wow, very good. Your opponent cannot target other fabled synchro monsters you control with card effects. Interesting. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can draw cards equal to the number of fabled synchro monsters you control, then discard one card. Oh, wow. If this card is sent to grave, so if you use this card to synchro summon, wow, lovely. Evil Tune as well. Melfi. Nouvelle stuff, Couverture, I don't know, it's over for the casino stuff, I guess. Pendulum Witch, this could be added 100% probably. Nouvelle Cuisine, Dogmatica stuff that we don't know if it's gonna be added or not. Tri Brigade also. I think these are just to, you know, kind of mess up with us. Superstars Layer, Typhon, Sky Crisis, what the heck? It's a bouncer. You can spell summon it with any monster, basically. Right? During the turn or the turn after, your opponent special summons 2 more monsters from the extra deck. You can also XC summon this card by using 1 monster you control with the highest attack. So, I normal summon Alistair and I can XC summon with it. Is that how it works? It's weird. Salamangreat, Zebroid, I guess this is gonna be grabbed because we have a new Salamangreat skill. So it makes sense. And that's it actually, guys. I honestly didn't want to go through the Nouvelle stuff, to be honest, because it doesn't feel that interesting to me, but it's a ritual archetype and we'll see. I mean, without a dedicated skill, I don't think ritual can go that far, to be honest. But I'm not going over these guys because I'm not sure they're gonna be released. I went through the stuff that I'm kinda sure gonna be released. I mean, we're definitely gonna have some Ancient Gear support. definitely, because we got the skill, and we're definitely gonna have some all dice pendulum stuff because we have a skill. So well, interesting, and wow, that's kind of a surprise. I'm super happy for Ancient Gear, honestly, and the fact that now we can play them with Makina stuff. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and what are you the most excited for? Guys, that's all for today. Thanks a lot for watching, and as always, see you in the next one.